I live in a big city on the equator that imports a lot of our produce. Food is at the heart of Singapore's culture, but it's easy to lose track of where our food comes from because takeout is just so convenient. I'm trying to reconnect with the heart of my culture through my garden and my home. Welcome to my high-rise homestead. I think a common misconception about life on the equator is that we have no major seasonal changes. Sure, we have the monsoon, but that only affects rainfall, which means we can grow whatever we want whenever we want, right? Not exactly. When you live in an urban environment, the amount of sunlight you receive depends on your surroundings. I got lucky. I live on a high floor above the tree canopy on the side of a hill with no buildings blocking the amazing view. And that also means that my corridor garden gets lots of morning sun. However, as the sun's path changes throughout the year, the sun does get blocked by my building's lift shaft for about 3 months, from late April to early August. Of course, it's not as if everything stops still like in winter, and most of my plants still do very well in bright shade, but many fruiting vegetables like tomatoes, chilies, and gourds will not thrive under those conditions. I can't get any harvests out of them during these months. Everything is more susceptible to pests, and even the leafy greens like thyme and herbs grow smaller and slower. Now that it's the end of August, the sun is back, my growing season is well underway, and it's time to harvest my mugwort. Since this is essentially a hard pruning as well as a harvest, I'm going to leave these younger shoots to continue growing and just remove all of the older branches. Usually, I would say that any and all green waste goes right back into the soil, but mugwort grows like a weed. I had it in a light plastic pot at first, and it let me know that it needed more space by growing out the bottom of the pot through the drainage holes. It will grow from any bits of stem that have even a hint of life in them, and I don't need more mugwort than I already have. My family knows mugwort as nye in the Kek dialect, and Kek being one of the less common dialects used in Singapore, for the longest time that was all I knew it as, and I couldn't find anyone else who knew what vegetable I was talking about. Some quick research will tell you that this herb has many medicinal uses, is recommended for a variety of ailments, and is not safe for pregnant and breastfeeding women. That said, I happen to enjoy it for its savory herbal flavor, and the most common way my family uses nye is as a vegetable fried with eggs. I usually add a little bit of nye to my omelets by beating chopped leaves into the egg, and it works much better that way if bitter and herbal is not your cup of tea. But since I have so much of it to use up today, I'm starting by wilting the leaves in a hot pan with a splash of oil. Two eggs beaten with a splash of light soy sauce. Give it a good scramble and then let it sit to get some color and make sure it cooks through. I'm going for a hard scramble here. Serve it over a bowl of rice and we've got a balanced meal right there. Another family recipe is a tonic soup, mainly taken by women to regulate their periods, but it makes a very tasty cold remedy too. I'm not taking the leaves off the stems in this one, just chopping the whole plant into smaller pieces. The stems have lots of flavor as well, and keeping the leaves on the stems will make straining the broth that much easier when we're done. This tonic starts with a chicken thigh and some hot oil. The smoke is a good thing. We want the smoke. It adds flavor. Trust me. Once the meat is well seared, or whenever your fire alarm gets too annoying, add water, ginger, a pinch of salt, and the nye. Then turn the heat down and pretty much forget about it for however long you want. I left it on for about 4 hours. And there we have it, a thick herbal broth, perfect for a rainy day.